Something I've been meaning to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you. I hope you don't lose your mind. So I was just a boy, about 8 years old. You threw me a Bible on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa. You did all you could do. Click it. They say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. I love the blues. I love the blues. There we go. There we are. What do I just play to Johnny? Is a 6-minute birthing pod good? Probably not. Escaped ad hell? What? You moved closer to me? Nice. As any loyal fan should. Wait. Yeah, I don't know what ad you're talking about. I don't know. It's alright. I might cut it finally in spring, so it'll be like 2 years since I cut my hair. Though I had a dream the other day where I had these thick dreadlocks and I felt awesome. Maybe I'll realize that dream. I don't know the first thing about it, nor am I interested in tending to them all the time. Did I play Jan Jansen? I think I did. Yeah, I did. The only one I like is the weird Death Touch one, and I suppose Ishin. Ishin seems like it's viable and wins games. But that, like, wait, is it? Am I No, yeah, this one. This one. I like this one. think those are the two that impress me. Celeste is just cool because it can do 10 different things. Fire Lord Zuko was awful. I think this was the other one that didn't do anything. Yeah, this one does nothing, even in standard. I haven't played Snapdax, actually. No, I don't like... I'm not doing that. Pretty sure there's like 10 different ways to combo with Marvin. I've seen this commander twice, and I don't remember if it did anything. It might have? I don't think it did. I'm trying to remember how that deck worked. I don't think it did anything. Hashatun. I think Hashatun's pretty scary. Although we have like the Spider-Man card that does the same thing, but better now. Doesn't have white though. Can we win with Borborygmos? Is this the... Wait a minute. That's not the original Borborygmos. Never mind. The original one, I think, is the one that does the thing. Hmm. Can you get enough dogs to one-shot someone? I've kind of done everything, so I don't know. Captain Howler? What kind of name is that? Oh, the shark. Yeah. I gotta use an app at this point? No. I'm just gonna be disappointed greatly if I do. I'd rather play something I have the mood to play instead of hoping the stars align. I have not played this. Isn't there the other one? The other shark? Actually, I clicked Satulpa for a nanosecond today. I was like, what if I did this? What if we brought it back? We took all these kids back to school. Show them how it's done. It sucks though, because Avacyn's in the game now. You could just play Avacyn. You know, it's like the same thing, but everything else is indestructible. Avacyn's okay, actually. It's alright. It's like the Zatulpa I've always wanted. Except it isn't a giant dinosaur. I think I've played Avacyn. Oh no, this isn't it. What's the non-shark one? I only made fun of its name. I didn't make fun of the card. I just said Captain Howler is a funny name. Where's the other one that, like, seeks a shark? I thought it cost 2 mana. Maybe it doesn't. I've actually played against this a few times. And they cast, like, Faithless Looting and I take 200 damage. Yeah, Redane. The Redane player. I can't remember their name. But I'll recognize it immediately if I ever see them again. That Redane player that just plays mono white, and I've only beaten them once. They, like, solved the format. It's actually nuts. It's like mono white just has the answer to everything, I guess. Actually, let me look. Let me look at my... When's the last time I played that? Actually, when's the last time I played any of these things? So, what's the last time I played you? A year ago. Zatulpa was 2 years ago. What was the third one? I didn't end up playing Gideon, did I? No, I did not. Redane. How do you spell Redane? I found it. 3 years ago is the last time I played Redane. Three years ago. I think it did pretty well. It's definitely only gotten better. Well, now I'm curious. What are the giant, expensive mono-white options? Oh yeah, Elishnorn. I like Elishnorn too. So we have Avacyn. I actually don't really like Eternal Wanderer. Zatulpes. That's actually about it, huh? I guess you could play this in the command zone. I guess you could do that. It is actually kind of strange that they're almost the same thing. Except this one has trample. Yeah, this has trample. I feel like if they were going to make this, it should just give the things next to it indestructible at least. Because, like, this already existed at the time. Would have been nice to have it exist outside of, Oh, this is a legendary? I didn't know that. I did not know that. This is pretty cool. I don't think I've played against it before. You kind of have to play like Momo, except you're just playing a slow version, so just slow-mo. Alright, I can't play Zatalpa because I just don't want the integrity of it to be sullied. Otherwise I would. I don't want Zatalpa to get clowned and dunked on. I don't want it to happen again. Actually, no, because when I played it at the time, it was actually just good to have this in the command zone because there wasn't much people could do about it. But nowadays, it's just going to get dunked on. That is, if you even get to cast it. Most of your opponents are playing 10 drops on turn 5. Avacyn's okay. Yeah, keep the memories pure. I don't want to sully it. Who knows? Maybe it would just suddenly win every game I played, but I kind of doubt that. I don't think I'm going to play Redain. Although I do like Redain. Let me play Avacyn again. I like Avacyn. I don't feel bad about making Avacyn look bad. I could put Zatalpa in the deck. Could do that. That way, you know, it's not Zatalpa's fault when it doesn't work. Does Avacyn want Giver of Runes? Actually, you know what? Let's do a... We're gonna cheat. We're gonna shortcut. I'm gonna look at my Avacyn list, and we're gonna go from there. I'm sure there are... Why do I have two... Oh, I have 2 instances of Magic Arena running. That might explain why my computer's really loud. I think Elspeth is better for that token control stuff. Alright, what do I disagree with here? What do I disagree with? I don't like Wintermoon. Mahiri's Binding is a flashing journey? No, it shuts down a planeswalker or creature. Okay. You get to play Lay Down Arms, I guess. Not sure why I wasn't playing Chain to the Rocks. Usually forget that card exists. Okay, so in the past, like, year and a half, we've gotten, what, these sets? Actually, I just look. Wait, no. What's the most recent card in this deck? I had Karn, the Great Creator? Whoa. Well, I'm not going to listen to my reasoning, but I don't agree with that. What's the most recent card in this deck? Season of Burrow is Bloom Burrow. Which would be all the way down here. Duskmorn, Dragonstorm, Space cards. Okay, I can't quite see. So let's do this. And then see if any of these are in my deck. And then we can eliminate those sets. There are so far none. Okay. So I think that is the exact... I think I hit it right on the head there. Bloom Burrow is when I played this. Bloom Burrow came out, I played this, and then all of these cards were not in the game at the time. Well, I like Enlightened Tutor, that's for sure. That's an easy one. Bloom Burrow was August 2024. Okay, so everything after that apparently has not been graced by Avacyn's presence. Which is all of these cards. Oh wait, there's a Reprieve. Oh, that's Foundations though. That doesn't count. Is that Foundations? What is this? Lord of the Rings? Why is this lit up? Why is this here? What is this? Oh, Omen Path. Ah, Spider-Man. Same with Adeline. Adeline would have been around at the time, obviously. Did these sacrifice or destroy themselves? Alright, I know they sacrifice. I was just hoping. Ooh, there's Clarion Conqueror. I have Planeswalkers. Maybe... Wait, what else does this do? Artifacts, create... Okay, I don't want to shut down my own mana rocks. There's not really a reason to airbend Avacyn. Like, at all. Oh, wait, Lamb's in here. We've been bamboozled. Which is one of these two. I don't know which one it is. Oh, what's the end the turn sweeper? Ultima? I think Ultima's good, right? I like Ultima. That's like a really solid one. Sphere of Safety, I think, is good. There's so many ways to ignore that, though, I feel. There's like a ton of ways to ignore it. Have we gotten new mana rocks? Apparently not. That's not right. We should have had something. Do I want world map for Cavernous Souls? Is that too much? Maybe that's too much to ask. Oh, Vestige is a permanent only. Maybe the other one. The yeah, Seekbot. I like Seekbot. I don't know if I like this. I don't think I do. There's not a lot of things to put into play other than a land. And I don't know if we're playing a 4-mana exploration. I don't think we are. You can't make these indestructible. They still sack themselves. Oh, Gemstone Cavern. That's huge. I think. Unless, of course, it isn't. I like Ride's End. I do like Ride's End. 2 mana, deal with most things. It doesn't kill Rofellos, but it does after it's already won the game. So that's kind of alright. I'm not playing Silence. Alright, well, Enlightened Tutor's interesting, at least. Surprised there isn't more. Oh, I have Archivist. I don't like that. I actually kind of don't like Smothering Tithe, but we have an 8-mana mono white commander. I'm sure it'll actually, like, trigger and do the thing. But it is not really that great, I feel. Could just play a Mana Rock in that spot. It's very easy for the most played strategy to pay for Smothering Tithe. So, makes me not want to play it. Yeah, Rurik Thar is an arena. I cast it. There was that one game. I think it's in the video. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to cast Lightning Bolt to kill my opponent. And Rurik Thar turned around and punched me in the face and I died. So I've played Rurik Thar. I'll never forget playing Rurik Thar. I literally committed Sudoku like 10 times. Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I was thinking about putting Zitsalva in here. I mean, I could. I think why it did kill me is because I have so few things that trigger it, and I forgot it's symmetrical. But I just remember blasting myself in the face. That was a while ago now, shoot. Okay, maybe I don't want Voice of Victory. I don't think I want Voice of Victory, actually. Rurik Tar. Yeah. Well, he's got all the stacks pieces. He was driving his cousin mad. I'm sitting there like, alright, keep him coming. I'm chilling. He was plunging his cousin into madness with all the stacks pieces. Maybe I don't even like Season of Burrow. It's alright. Okay, I don't think I like Curse of Silence, actually. I'm kind of just letting, like, I could just let my opponent do their whatever thing. I could run Rest in Peace because I have Enlightened Tutor, and that's just a thing I can get. So I have ways to not lose to, like, Muldrotha or something. Actually, really thinking about it, there's not many graveyard-based decks. Also, some of the fastest things get around it. I guess Stick Fingers doesn't, but like Entomb Reanimate is faster than Rest in Peace anyways? I could run some Eldrazi. Stoneforge? I don't have any equipment in this deck. I wouldn't really run any equipment. I have nothing to equip. I have very few things in this deck that want equipment on it. Almost nothing, really. We don't have Kaldra. I don't even think we have Batterskull, actually. Maybe I could go down a couple lands. I have a lot of mana rocks. Oh, I could play Engine. Oh, yeah. Paradox Engine. I have the ring. I have the mana rocks. I mean, all you do is add one card and now you have combo potential. Surprised I didn't play that last time. Maybe I just... Was it in the game at the time? Maybe I didn't own it. There's a pretty high chance I just maybe didn't own it. Enlightened Tutor can find it. Yeah. Oh, we do have Batterskull, and we've both? Really? I really gotta look when I'm typing. I did not know that. We have both. That is so funny. Yeah, these would be like the things I get every time with my Stoneforge Mystic, and I guess also Cloud, which wouldn't really help me cast it. But I don't think that's what I want to do. They're hard to cast outside of specifically one card, and I don't know if I'm doing that. I actually don't really like Esper Sentinel. Esper Sentinel is extremely swingy. You either like play against a blue deck where it triggers and is better than an Ancestral Recall, or you play against the most popular strategies and it does nothing. Yeah, but I remember crafting Stoneforge like just 2 weeks ago or something like that. Ghostly Prison's funny, I think. Is that funny? I mean, it's something. It's the same as Fear of Safety, actually. It's the same as Fear of Safety. Pariah? I think I had Pariah at some point in here. I could put it in because it's funny, but I really would not expect it to actually do the thing I want it to. I don't think we have consistent, like, card draw spammy stuff if I were to play something like Takashi's Welcome. I like Takashi's Welcome, but doesn't look like I'm playing enough things, nor would I end up playing enough to draw with it. Can I play Nykthos in here? There's not a lot of white permanents. There's actually very few. Yeah, there's not many. What about Planeswalkers? What do we got? I could play Ujin. I do like Ujin in decks like these. I actually kind of just don't like Eternal Wanderer. I don't have much on the plus that impresses me. Other than, like, shut down something of your opponents? Like, get rid of their commander forever or something with the plus, I guess. Yeah, maybe just don't play that. I could also get rid of Elishnorn. It's another card that I suppose it is good against, like, the earliest piece of the most popular strategy. But by the time you cast it, they're kind of done with the earliest piece of the most popular strategy. But not always. Not always. I don't have a way to find it in games where it would be good. I also have a ton of board wipes anyways. So maybe I just don't play that. Okay, well, we could probably start here. I kind of like this. This is all right. It doesn't actually have much different from last time, which I suppose is a good thing. Most of it felt fine. I don't think I ended up committing Pariah last time because I felt like if I have this in play, I should be in a winning position when this is in play, so this is like a double whammy. This doesn't do anything unless I have this in play. So you can enchant your opponent's creature right? It can be used as a removal and also a pseudo fog if they swing with like 1,000 damage and you put it all on their Tifa or something. In fact, if you put this on Tifa, they're going to feel really upset. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, Avacyn. I've played Zatalpa. I can't bring myself to have Zatalpa get clapped around in the current state of this format, so I'm going to protect those precious memories of Zatalpa trashing people and having an 80% win rate for some reason. And I'm just going to play Avacyn instead. It's just a better version of Zatalpa. Everything is indestructible. It is indestructible. And that's it. Mono white board wipes. Upset your opponent with giant spells that they can't do anything about. It has the entire Paradox Engine thing going, so I just put in Paradox Engine itself. And yeah, there's been some changes, like Ultima wasn't around when I played this last. And a few other things like that. Oh, Gemstone wasn't around, actually. I'm not going to world map and expedition map just for... Wait, where is it? Yeah, Cavernous Souls. Naming Angel. I could. It depends how often I'm getting hosed by Counterspell, I guess. But we'll see. Let's just play the game. Tragic. Tragic. Yeah, Planar Bridge is alright. I put it in, I put it somewhere. Wherever I had it put, I felt like it was doing what I wanted. So, you could play that. I can't remember what deck that was. It might have been Ujin, actually. No, it wasn't Ujin. It wasn't Ujin. What does Terra do? Graveyard stuff? I don't know. I have Minotithe and his board wipe. Let's find out. I wonder how many 1-drops I'd counter with Minotithe. Yeah, this is an even exchange. Hides my hand. That's fine. It's a little too honest of a Minotithe, I feel, but they're not going to take Minotithe, and then they know it exists, so it gets way worse. Might as well just burn it. I want to cast Celestius. Celestus. Celestus? Oh, look, it's the best card in the game. Alright, let's play this. And I'm not going to Static Prism. What does this do? Oh, it's a Godless Shrine. Black, white, red. Okay. Well, that worked out. They get rid of Cauldron of Eternity. That's a bit insane. So, you, and what does this do? Whenever a bat you control attacks? Well, that's dumb. Alright, well, there's nothing I can do about it, so... There's nothing I'm going to do about it. It's always fun to have your sweeper completely undone and ignored. Well, just looking for a board wipe. That's it. That is not a board wipe. It's not even really castable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I guess it is. Let's get rid of Static Prison. I'm still losing, though. Losing by a lot. The guy I'm holding about... yeah. Very strange, I know. I felt like it was pretty obvious, but... yeah, some people it takes longer. That's okay. I'm losing. I'm losing very fast. I would not have played more to the board because I need a board wipe anyways. There's no reason to play more creatures here. Probably doesn't matter that much, but it could. There isn't a reason to do that to yourself. Okay, so I can play this and then I can die. I can play it 0 and then do nothing? Alright, that doesn't work. I probably should have just put it to the bottom. Alright, I'm dead. Probably would have died even if they didn't reanimate those creatures, because I just didn't find another one of my 15 sweepers in my deck. But I should have bottomed Ujin there. That was a mistake. If the next card was a sweeper, I obviously threw the game. I would have been fine. So I should have gotten rid of the Ujin. Wait, no. Never mind. I didn't scry Ujin to the top or anything. It was a different way of getting that. Never mind. It wouldn't have mattered. It was always dead. I don't think that's a hard matchup. I think if I cast a second sweeper, I'm just going to win that game. I don't think... I literally win the game if I got another board wipe right there. I don't think that's a hard matchup. Or, like, a unfavorable matchup, let's say. If I had a sweeper, I, with a high degree of confidence, win that game. Oh, it's the fun cards. Alright, well, I have to reprieve, so I'm not going to exile this. It's built for board wipes? I guess. I think I actually just... I'm fine with the second one. Alright, I didn't hit a mana rock, so I didn't hit a land either. Come on! Alright, whatever. Well, now I'm going to start answering things, because I have to. Alright, cool. I had my fun. Hope you all had fun. Well, on the bright side, if I was on the draw, I would have lost even faster. So that... I guess that didn't happen, I suppose. Well, here's the most popular strategy in the format. What if I just let Real Fellas resolve and I could just binding it? Does that make sense? No, I don't think so. Play that. Draw. Okay, well, Enlightened Tutor is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get the one ring, but then I don't have engine, so I don't know. So cast this, and then just binding this. Activate, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I have Pariah at some point, but I don't even know if it's going to do anything against an Ulamog deck. But I guess it has the chance of doing that. Let's draw. Witch Enchanter. I think it's too late to care about World Weave. But I could still just blow it up, I guess. I don't have another colorless card. I don't care about Courser of Crufix whatsoever. I don't believe there's any reason to play Pariah here. I don't think there is. Maybe I should, because there's really no other thing this card does. I might as well do it. Right? If you have Ulamog, I mean, what do you... I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Congratulations. Oh, look, it's a card that doesn't care at all about Pariah. Oh, wait, no, Pariah itself is indestructible, so they have to... It's still Ujin. Ulamog. Forgot. Indestructible doesn't work. It still blocks Avacyn. Okay, they don't even want it. It does block Avacyn, though. Oh, look! A card that doesn't care about anything I've done. Wow. Crazy, huh? Yep, the first time I have it, the mono green deck just exiles it. Typical. Like I said, it literally does nothing. And what do you know, it didn't even last a turn. Crazy. I guess I'll draw. Okay, well, the One Ring is good. It does mean I more or less win next turn. I'll exile this, so they can't just blow up the enchantment with a colorless spell with Ujin. And then I'll draw. Now, I have so many mana rocks. I'm not... I think there's like 39 lands or something? Alright. Well, I have the thing, and it's very likely to win, but who knows? All I had to do was draw 600 cards. What do you have at 1 mana here? Destroy enchant... Oh. Okay. Sure? Why didn't you wait till Paradox Engine resolved? Did you just throw? Oh. Guess I can't be too surprised about that. Let's, do that. Draw. Actually, let's do... Yeah, we draw. Okay, let's play this. Well, this is funny, because I blow up some lands. I don't think it matters, but I do end up blowing up some lands here. For my troubles. Yeah, we'll draw again. Plus. Let's play... you? Let's, I guess, just cast Avacyn? Wait, tap all that. Draw. I have access to my entire deck, basically. I'm pretty sure I do, at least. That's indestructible. I can just do that. Get rid of this stupid thing. I don't think I'm going to tap the One Ring 11 times. But... pretty sure I'm just chilling. Yep. Look at that. Well, like I said, Pariah is completely useless in Historic Brawl, but if it wasn't for that, I guess we were fine. It's like, they don't even normally play Ujin. Actually, it's mostly just Ulamog. I don't know last time I've seen this. It's okay, I guess. I wouldn't play it in my Real Fellows, but maybe I did. I don't know. But, yeah, now we have Indestructible and everything. Pretty much access to our entire deck. And I'm pretty sure this works without blowing up my lands. Destroy all other permanents. So what I could have done, I suppose, was activate this before they're sacking lands to Safekeeper, and they're down to 6 lands. Yeah, I think this blows up too many mana sources that the game would just be over for the opponent. Even if it blew up my lands, I could easily survive that. But with Avacyn, this just totally hoses their stuff, and there's not much they can do. So, cool. I did kind of forget about the 6 lands thing on the Silex. I could have done that first, before they started sacking things. And then I could start targeting their stuff. And then they have to go even lower. Man, Brofellas just got dunked on by Avacyn. That's that's kind of funny. Alright. That wasn't on my bingo sheet. There's also the other one, something of Thran, like blows up every land. Oh no, is that sacrifice lands? I think it sacrifices lands. Does it? Fall of Thran? I don't know if I want to do that to people. Indestruction's lame. But if it's only one-sided, well, you know. No, wait. I mean, if it's symmetrical, then it's even, right? Nobody gets hosed. Oh, look, it's Ragavan. That makes sense, right? Avacyn is up here in bracket 5. As it should be, of course. As it should be. Let's not get it twisted. I don't think there's anything to Enlighten Tutor for. I don't think so, at least. That early, I mean. It does destroy, it doesn't sack. Yeah, could think about that one. It would win the game outright after I cast my commander. More or less, I mean. More or less it would. Lelia. What does that do? Alright, I'm gonna exile... No, I guess I'll just kill it. Have your little 2/2. I think Corey Steel Cutter is survivable. But I don't know. Maybe it isn't. I'm running out of cards. Oh look, it's the other mythic rare. Nice. Okay. Oh look, it found a land. Of course it did. Oh look, I drew nothing useful. I guess it blows up the Corey Steel Cutter. Feels like it's a little too late for that to really matter, though. Count on luck? Sure. Yep. Let's get rid of that, and I guess get rid of Inti, so they stop drawing more than they have any business drawing. And then still die anyways. Okay, I could have... That was a bit of a mistake. Well, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I forgot to look for one ring to stay alive for another turn. Of course, right. Yeah, why not just have Lightning Bolt as your last card? Yeah. Okay. That tracks, right. Kill that, still dead. Alright, talent. Opponent is talented. Talent. They drew kind of like the best cards in the entire deck. Like, okay, maybe not count on luck, but the rest of it. They drew kind of the best cards in their deck, I feel. I'd have to go look at Ragavan lists, but Lelia, Inti, Lightning Bolt is a little ridiculous. Yeah, we're totally playing the same format. I'm glad it thinks I can beat bracket 5 commanders with Avacyn. I should have gotten the One Ring, which probably doesn't do anything at all, but I still should have grabbed it. I was busy being stun-locked by my opponent playing the best cards in their deck repeatedly every turn. 99 Singleton. 99 Singleton. I don't think I'm gonna... Well, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna do that. Couldn't they have played their command... Oh, they still can. I was like, couldn't they just play their commander? They can. Where X is the number of... Dies conjure 2. Okay. I guess I just... do this? I guess. Okay. Cast Giant 7/7? Court of Calling? I mean, it's been like 5 minutes. I don't know what they're doing. Are they confused about something? Oh, look, it's Court of Calling. I'm so smart. It's like they're confused that Herd Heirloom doesn't let them get Primeval Titan or something. Mm-hmm. Can I beat a pair of 4/4s? Exile, exile, make a rabbit. Get rid of you and you. This is reasonable. Oh, I undid their gorilla thing. And apparently they just have nothing. Alright, get wrecked. Alright, I'm dunking on mono green, ignore you, cast giant green spell decks, which I wasn't anticipating, but there you go. Looks like if you play 55 board wipes, you can actually have them matter, but the first 3 don't. Court of Calling for Primeval Titan probably wouldn't have been a big deal. They were trying to do 6 for like 10 minutes until I guess they realized they can't. But I don't think Primeval Titan is what I would grab. The Shaman blowing up my min is probably better. When I miss land drops, that's fine, as long as I can draw things that I can cast. And If you don't have a land in your hand and you draw a mana rock, it is about the same as simply just having drawn a land, so I wasn't like falling that far behind in that regard. Also, they just apparently had literally nothing, and even if they did, I have all of this and also Avacyn, which probably won't ever die against this deck. I have to get rid of this stupid rabbit, though, because the Defense of the Heart exists. So maybe I just don't cast Avacyn. It's a lethal anyways, so... 4... Yeah, I don't think I'm casting this. I could just Stroke of Midnight it. But then they have a blocker? Yeah, I don't know. Defense of the Heart's weird, that stupid rabbit. That dumb rabbit. I don't think I'm attacking the first sliver at any meaningful angle here. It has answers to a lot of different cards. Actually, it really has an answer to everything in the game. More or less. I suppose it doesn't play counter spells? If that matters. Still feels a little out of my Avacyn bracket, but apparently I can play against Ragavan, so what do I know? Yeah, I feel like I'm about to waste my time, and I'm not going to waste my time against Herp Derp 5-color best cards in the game pile. I'm not going to waste my time. It just, I don't understand why Avacyn's playing against these things. I don't know what's going on. Bit odd to me. Maybe it's our fault. We discovered the bracket system, like the weight of cards, and then their like their solution was to just make it worse. Which, to be fair, the first time it was implemented, the card weights made absolutely no sense. So it could only get worse, right? It could only get worse. I have half of the One Ring thing, and that doesn't feel great. I don't have Rest in Peace. It's funny I actually see Stick Fingers. I said that's a thing I didn't want to see. I can't really... There's no enchantment I can find that deals with it. I should probably just do the right thing and mulligan until I find a card that actually matters. But it's hard to not keep this. I could just keep it and accept if I don't find what I need, I lose. That would be on me. But there's just nothing for this to find, I don't think. I'm willing to just keep it and say screw it. Especially against a deck that does, you know, it runs discard. Which kind of makes this questionable anyways. Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to keep it. If I lose, I lose. Am I playing Search for Glory? I am, yeah. Well, I've talked about Snowlands, and I'm not going to play them. I'm not doing that. I say the same thing every time Snowlands are brought up. I don't like them. I want to play the lands I think look cool. Actually, I just don't like Snowlands at all. One of the snow-covered forests actually does look kind of cool. There's no reason not to, but I just don't want to. It's same with Blood in the Snow. Although, actually, to be fair, I don't think Blood in the Snow is particularly good. But you would want to run Snowlands, obviously. I just don't want to do that. I usually say that in the intro and outro. But if you care, you would just replace them. I just don't want to play Snowlands. I want to play my favorite Plains art that I currently have. Looks like my opponent's just not here. Huh, kind of tragic. I actually, you know what? I don't like the Pixel Snowlands. I don't like them. I think they look fine. It's just, if I'm going to play a land, I don't want to play those ones. But they're fine. I mean, if you like them, you like them. It's all subjective, really. It's just not my style. I do like the Kaldheim Snowlands. At least some of them. The Plains one is cool. The Forest is cool. I actually don't like the full art ones. I don't really like the full art ones, unfortunately. Alright, well, I guess it was right to keep this, because they just were not here. Psychic damage. They saw Avacyn and they're like, whoa. How did I get this? Oh, it swaps? Oh. How does it swap, though? Does it swap on its own if you just stare at it long enough? That's actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's like the best black-white sleeve ever. The Guru lands? I don't know anything about the Guru lands, other than they're like hand-painted or something. What is this? Nadu? Nadu? What is going on? Why am I playing against all like the craziest things? What is happening? Where are like the not Avacyn things? What is happening? Jeez. Oh, they blacklisted the artist? Rip. He didn't believe in gay marriage or something? One can only imagine what the problem was. Doesn't align with their values. Alright, they have the Mox Amber and Lightning Greaves, so I guess I was never going to win this. Opponent had to think about it. Yeah, real thought-provoking. Real thought-provoking. Yay, fun. You're so talented. I don't know why you took more than 2 seconds to cast it. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy. The Pixel Snowlands? I don't know who made those. Couldn't tell you that one. Okay, well, it's a matchup where Esper Sentinel might actually do something. Or it's a new bold with a 1-drop. The old perfectly paying for Esper Sentinel. Oh, don't feel like I'm going after my Leovold opponent in any meaningful way, to be honest with you. Other than the fact that they, for some reason, kept a hand with 2 lands. So maybe I can play the game. Who knows? Certainly not me. They know I can't farewell the tokens. Or the glue tokens. There's also absolutely no reason to play Leovold, so this is bad news. Does that flash? Of course it doesn't. Whatever. I guess I get rid of the Tameo. No, I'll get rid of this thing. I'll get rid of that. So it stops harass. I don't think dealing with Tameo makes any meaningful sense here. Yep, yet again, perfectly playing for for Sentinel the entire game. Of course, when my opponent has it, it just draws 7 cards. Oh, well, it replaced itself at least. Okay, they thought seized me and took the card that they didn't pay for, so that made just, like, absolutely no sense. Okay, well, that made just no sense. Still losing, because I have no cards. My opponent has a bajillion. I don't know why they didn't just crack a clue token. They could have just cracked a clue token there. Seems like a rather massive mistake. Massive mistake confirmed. I don't lose to Wash Away, so I can just cast those. I don't lose to Wash Away. I can cast it later. Assuming it even does anything. Leovold probably does not care about this. At least, I'd say Leovold, on average, doesn't care about this. But that Thoughtseize was very strange. This takes it with Edict, I guess? Sure. I don't know if this is a good sign. I don't know. Still losing. I'm not convinced I must deal with my opponent's clue tokens. That does not seem like a good idea at all with Farewell. I'm a bit surprised they even bothered to cast that, but I don't know. There wasn't Wash Away last time. Oh, of course. There was Wash Away anyways. Silly me. Thinking I could play the game. Silly me. Opponent finds a land right off the top with the clue token. I don't know why I'm acting like anything matters. There's no way to recast Avacyn probably for the rest of the game. And Farewell looks pretty useless. I don't even know if Leovold plays enchantments. I don't think it does. That does not permanently deal with Avacyn, it makes it recastable. They can bounce it, I guess, 2 times in a row, though? You can just simply cast it, though, 2 times in a row. Okay, is that better? One would argue it is. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm taking out the graveyard. I'm losing my buried treasure, but that's worth it against a treasure cruise deck. Let's see, they go right into Casualties of War, right when they get the 6 lands. I don't think Leovold really plays that card, though, to be fair. Leovold's only died once. Mana Leak would have actually been useful. They could have used that. Grim Flayer is a bit out there for me, but that's kind of cool, I guess. Grim Flayer is kind of crazy. I don't know the last time I've seen that. Surely I'll untap with Avacyn at least once, right? Surely we can do that. Nope, of course not. Oh, yep, Shieldred, right when you're about to die from not having enough life. Oh, look, a remand, it would have been great. Imagine these are in opposite order. Isn't it great when everything lines up perfectly for your opponent? Oh, look, 2 more lands. Wasn't someone saying I should take out lands or add more? Ah, it's just great when everything lines up so perfectly for you. Surely we'll draw a sweeper off the top, right? Oh, no, silly me. I'm just dead. Oh, I also drew another land. Okay, yep, you got it. You got it. Another game where my opponent kind of just had absolute and complete utter perfection. And also played around the entirety of my... what is it? Esper Sentinel? Felt like that was just the Ragavan game again. Complete and utter perfection. At no point did I untap with Avacyn. They had a wash away and chose not to cast it because that's how irrelevant Avacyn is against a Leovold. And then they had the perfect way of gaining enough life to win while also killing me out of nowhere. Must be nice. If I had these cards, we'd actually probably be fine. If I had this chunk of stuff right here, probably would have been okay. Probably. Maybe not. Who knows? Oh, buckle up for another non-game. I'm not gonna march that because there's a pretty good chance I can just sweep it and maybe just not care about the things it casts or their creatures, but 1 into 3 on the play in a mono green deck. That is odd. That is very odd. I guess I'll minutize that? That's very strange. I don't get that. Well, now I guess I'll kill it. Sure. Well, they have no more lands in their hand. Okay. At least I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure Azusa would have just played them. Looks like they have a 1 drop here? I guess? No? Huh. I don't know. I don't know. That is not a land drop. I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm gonna just pass. I have so many of these, I should just take out the Ashaya, actually. So, ideally, they didn't draw a land right now. They have been missing their land, so it would be ideal that they did not draw one just now. Of course they did. It only makes sense. Only makes sense. Well, I'm gonna kill it, and then ideally they haven't drawn another land to recast it. I'm gonna say I probably have already lost this game, though. I'm not sure what I'm even trying to do. I have no other thing happening. And they did draw another land, because of course they did. Okay, not quite what I anticipated my opponent to do, but that is something they did. Let's go ahead and do this. Wait, 5, 6... Yeah, let's do this. I don't believe there's any reason to play this. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, at least. This is a merfolk? No, it is a merfolk, huh? Oh, look, the next draw was a fetch land. Alright, they've ran perfect off the top. Look at that. Look at that. Look at them go. Amazing. Behold, I have a 1/1. Surprised they even swung. I feel like these are more valuable than mine. So this has to be 5 or more to blow up the board, right? And make the 1/1s, I mean. I don't think I've ever actually killed someone with this. And I don't imagine it's going to happen right now. There's a lot of cards where they just don't care about this. But I don't know. Anything's possible. They drew another land. But their commander's not in play this time. Oh look, a card that makes it so my thing is completely irrelevant. Isn't that funny? Did we draw another land? And it's a fetch land! Alright! Man! Okay. Good God! Good God. What is happening? Good Lord. This is the third game I feel like my opponent has drawn 100% perfect. Like, the best thing I can think of is the thing they had. Including the River's Rebuke, actually, to make it so I can't kill them with the 1/1s. Good God. I kind of hope they put Rivers... Oh, they don't. I was going to say, put River's Rebuke on top would be nice. I don't think bouncing my Commander does anything? Why would you want to do that here at all? What? Why would you do this? Okay, I don't know if I agree with that line. But you're a blue-green deck. You can do whatever you want anyways. I think we've established that. So let's, I guess just cast this and then Lamb? Or do I leave up Reprieve? Maybe I just leave up Reprieve instead. It's hard to get this in play if I don't cast it now, though. I don't think Reprieve is doing anything. I don't know. I feel like casting this isn't that relevant, so I'm just not going to cast it. World Weave. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that, so... Ain't nothing I can be doing about that. Or really that. So my opponent has Omniscience if they already didn't have Omniscience. I guess I can reprieve the Oracle of Moldiah. Maybe that matters. Kinda doubt it, though. Kinda doubt it. Avacyn's going to take 26 years to actually kill my opponent when I cast it, but I am still going to simply cast it. Here's where Oracle finds another land. Perfectly for Tatyova, I'm sure. Although that's fairly likely given the situation. Pit of Offerings is a bit crazy. I don't really know what's going on with that one. Oh, a land right off the top. Yep. Just how you drew it up. Oh, even more lands, and they're fetch lands too. Okay, well, we've clearly entered wasting our time territory. That was fun. Better lucky than good. My opponent drew 120% perfect off the top and dealt with everything I did with complete ease. I get the Mites in play, and then River's Rebuke just hits me. Alright, I would say there's 3 games so far where if I was, like, Psychic, I could have conceded turn 1, because there's no conceivable way anyone would ever beat that opening hand. But some days that happens. Sometimes you just never win, because your opponent has everything. It happens sometimes. It sucks when it happens when you're playing something like Avacyn, but... such is the way of things, I suppose. I thought this was Foretell... No, it's Cast 3, not Foretell 3. I'm not getting the Sweat Lords, that's not true. That's not true at all. I haven't seen in, like, a sweaty min-max deck of any capacity today, I don't think. I've seen just normal, average things doing normal, average things. What does this actually do? Training grounds? Okay. I don't know why they didn't just do that on their own turn. Oh, it goes right into play, so you don't have to do it. I see. I thought you'd have to cast it. Training grounds is very strange. Spam activating Tassiger is a bit odd. I'm not gonna lie. Reanimating lands is also a bit odd, isn't it? I guess I'll stop that land spamming card. Actually, maybe I'll just pass. I have Get Lost. I think I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, that's not a sweaty thing at all. It's just what you should expect to play against. That's just the format. The cards in question are the issue. It's my opponent just having, like, everything they need every game ever at the perfect turn. Off the top of their deck. Well, I'd rather them do this than anything else. I can't... Ah, 1, 2, 3. I can't kick this. Man, it's still... I have to cast it still. It's not... I don't have a choice. Okay, well, that's bad. At this point, I've probably already lost. Yeah, we lost. We can recognize that. I kind of just got time-walked because I didn't even have a land there. And I'm just playing a mana rock next turn. Yeah, I just lost that game. At least it wasn't to the perfect cards in the perfect sequence. I just lost fair and square there. Can't be too upset with that one. Well, this isn't... Oh, wait, okay, I was about to say, is this a giant? That would be problematic. It doesn't care about Avacyn, right? When it enters, exile a creature. Yeah, so Avacyn is always exiled from their command zone. Mana rock. Which is probably something I can deal with. We'll see. I will discard this because I don't think it's going to matter, and I'll keep the rest of it. I'm such a fan of this card. I absolutely love this. Card makes me so happy. Even if it's not busted, it's just it just does a few things, you know. Hangs out, does stuff. Transform, revealing item, transforms into it. Reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. Discards. Alright, I have to deal with this in the way I can. I don't want that to happen. Can I play this first? I cannot. Alright. Golem it is. I'd rather not play the One Ring, but I've seen nothing but discard spells, so maybe I should. I have no idea what this is. Okay, you can mill me by... Okay, they mill themselves. By all means. Smothering Tithe. It's hard to pay for this, for the opponent here. But I must admit, Smothering Tithe creating treasures in this spot is not actually the most exciting thing. Am I willing to trade? Yeah, I'm willing to trade, right? Of course I am. Also willing to get a new chair. Ugh. Thing is squeaky. My opponent probably shouldn't trade. There's not many reasons I would swing with this unless I wanted it to die, so... But this is a good Smothering Tithe spot. They only have 4 lands. What did they mill? I didn't even look. Okay. Alright, they had to think about this for a while. I'm not sure what that means, though. I'm not sure what to gauge from that. But they were willing to trade. There's a solid chance Smothering Tithe is like pseudo-omniscience here. It's a Mox Amber deck. Wow. With a 6-mana commander, they're playing Mox Amber. That's a bit crazy, isn't it? I don't know, what else is legendary that... This just feels a bit nuts. Okay, they exiled what and what? What were the two things? The Smothering Tithe and the Obelisk. Okay. Taking out the rabbit's hilarious. I feel like I should keep this for a better scenario than just taking out a rabbit. Well, it's up to my opponent to actually deal with it, and it does draw cards. So, that's fine. It's not like I have to spam anything with it. It just draws a card. I'm fine with this. There is some kind of removal spell, I feel. Let's hope it's a creature removal spell. And not kills my... Oh, of course it kills my commander. Oh. I mean my planeswalker. Silly me. Alright, so we can't cast Avacyn probably forever, but that does mean my opponent can't cast their commander forever as well. So, I think we're winning. Because we have the Castle Ardenvale. Yes, sir. That's what I think. That's what I think. I'm going to risk holding the One Ring, but I can choose to start drawing with it eventually. Or if they play their commander, then I can just Windmill Slam mine. Kicker. The only thing in there is stuff that doesn't matter too much. Okay. 1/1 it is. I can also White Sun for a lot here. I think. 6, 7, 8, 9. Do it for 9? Is that good? It's not a one-shot, but they have a blocker anyways. Yeah, I mean, why not? Maybe I keep the treasure token. I don't think the 9th might matters. I'm just going to keep the treasure token. I'm pretty sure the 9th one's not going to break the bank here. Okay, that exiles one and gets rid of another. Does this gain Toxic? Whenever a non-token dies, exile it. Choose exiled with this. Activate abilities. No, it doesn't, so I can just cast this now. At least I think I can. Looks like there's a 2-mana removal spell, but they didn't cast it, so I don't know. Turn the treasure token into a power stone. And swipe. Blocking one is free. But it doesn't die because I have Avacyn. Which, again, I don't think actually matters if this would have died or not. It's like Toxic Deluge or Bust, but they played their commanders, so I guess that's not part of the equation. I think you only play this when you're absolutely desperate. It really is just Toxic Deluge, I think. I can't think of another one. The Exile Even or Odds one would do it too. Can't remember the name of it. Okay. Sure. Their commander now has what? Choose a card, exile it as all activated triggers. It can grow? Okay. Well, it's down to this card. It either saves you or it doesn't. Alright, it doesn't. Cool. Wait, what else does this do? Nothing. My opponent was playing a mountain of discard spells, which is a bit odd, considering you would like to exile creatures, but if you discard them, you cannot do that. It's just not where I would go with this commander, because you want your opponent to actually play their creatures. You also, it feels weird to kill their creatures when you want to exile them. But, I mean, I've already talked about why I haven't played this commander. It is exceedingly difficult to have it do anything meaningful, and is mostly just a 6-mana 6/6 that exiles things. Like, it's the best part of this, in my opinion, is kind of just it exiles things that die so they can't come back. Like a weird rest in peace. I mean, sometimes it works. I can't imagine giving it +1/+1. Fire breathing is the main idea. But discard spells feel like they don't play well with this. I don't know. I'm not a fan of discard in general, but there's the one that sacks 13. What? Oh, yeah. Actually, there's a second one, right? The black Bloomborough Paw Furry Sweeper does it too, I think. Does it? You can sack 5? I think that would do it. No, it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't. I had too many mites. It would not have done it. So, Heliod's Punishment probably doesn't do anything here, unfortunately. But there's not much I can do about that. Surprised they just cast that. Oh, I guess you... Yeah, never mind. No, never mind. That's fine. It makes sense. I don't think this is going to matter. They can just get rid of it, like, really easy. Enduring Innocence. I feel not great about my situation right now. I feel pretty bad about the situation at hand. That doesn't help too much. At least I don't think it does. Okay, that's fine. I'm almost surprised to see that, actually. I'm going to try to interact with my opponent's cards in some way that might matter, like this. Stop that from having text. This could matter. It could also maybe not matter. They probably grab a land here. Yeah, they do. What does that do? Duplicate of a library opponent's card perpetually against one. Sure. Okay, I think I did actually end up interacting meaningfully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure I can actually cast this. Okay. Oh yeah, I also get a 2/2, I guess. Look at that. Solemn Golem. Well, they can't counter my commander. I wonder if they trade. Let's find out. Okay, they don't. Do they have swords? This looks like a Swords of Plowshares, so... Oh, it doesn't. Apparently it's not a Swords of Plowshares. It's a Y'shtola, which gives them a lot of Solemn Golem stuff. Evereth? I don't know it by name. Y'shtola is a huge problem. I'll say that much. Let's go ahead and play you. My opponent has mana to cast stuff, I guess? Is it subtlety? Like, what is happening? It's not solitude. Pact of negation? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This is not a farewell deck. I'll tell you that much. It is absolutely not a farewell deck. Could be a River's Rebuke deck, I guess. What? Come on. Come on. What? What is today? What is today? What is today? Someone let me know. What is today? How? I can't. I literally can't handle this. I don't know what. A creature blink flicker my creature deck with Enduring Innocence, and I'm just running Farewell. Oh, it's the only answer to everything you're doing, by the way. Okay, you got it. You got it. Wait, what? They bounced my mana rock? Oh, right, that makes sense. Yeah, you're not bouncing the Swords of Plowshares, obviously. So... kill... their commander? Opponent has some kind of 0 mana spell, so God only knows what it is. Good old Farewell. I wonder if I was supposed to cast Enlightened Tutor for 1 ring? You may play it for as long as it remains exiled. Okay, well I'm gonna grab the 1 ring now. Because I can cast it twice. I guess I could have waited, actually, to tap it, because they bounce it, has no burning counters on it. That's never happened to me before, but there it is happening to me. I just can't wrap my head around Farewell. I don't understand, like, whatever. I don't know what you want from me. Apparently nothing. I think there's a counter spell here, but I'm still going to cast it. I mean, there might as well be a counterspell. There's been everything else. Oh, look, a card that makes it so they don't care at all. Oh, look, I find something totally useless. Yep. You play Elish Norn, Venser, Skyclave, Enduring, Charming Prince, Y'shtola, Clone Crafter. But you, for some reason, also have Farewell. Okay. You got it. I draw nothing. Cool. Nice Farewell. Nice, the only card you could possibly have. And of course you not only are running Farewell, it was just in your hand. You can only have 1 copy. Just for those specific situations where your opponent has Avacyn in play, you gotta make sure you have Farewell in your blue-white creature deck. Okay. Oh, and you also have to draw it, like, when it matters. Well, just put it on the pile. That's the fourth game. My opponent not only is running whatever they needed to deal with what I'm doing, they also just had it right when they needed it. You got it. Today has not been the day. It has not been the day. Well, if reality is symmetrical, surely I'm bound to draw a whatchamacallit? Bound to draw really? I'm not spell piercing that. I'm never spell piercing this. Cavern of Souls, so I can actually play the game. Yeah, Cyclonic Rift makes sense. River's Rebuke can kind of make sense. But that's not what happened now, is it? That's actually pretty good here. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I should just stop playing. What? Oh. I was like, what? What was that draw? What was that attack? I do not understand. Staff of Completion. Sure. My opponent has a fetish for countering mana rocks, so this one's better than the last one. It draws cards. Okay, they didn't kill it. I'm gonna draw with it. I didn't hit anything useful. Alright, random 2-2. You're up, buddy. The Bankbuster can be crude, I guess. Maybe that matters. My opponent, did they get rid of Witness Protection on purpose? Isn't it funny? My opponent can actually just get rid of Witness Protection against an Avacyn player. If that was any testament to why this is, like, beyond useless. Okay, they didn't swing. They could have swung. This takes a... Wait, what does this do? Okay, it doesn't currently do anything, I guess. Let's try to swing for stats. I mean, you could at least block with the Otter, right? What's the Otter doing? I don't know. I don't know. Let's play you. I'm not going to deal with this. Actually, it shuts down my opponent's search for Escanta, which I didn't even notice. They can't use search for Escanta with the Harbinger Seas, and I certainly don't care about my castles, so... Draw, discard, exile a card face down. You may look at that card. You may pay 6, transform it. Beginning of your end step, or upkeep, exile top card. There's a lot of text on that. They did not produce a 6th land. to do the thing right now, right? Oh. Exile it face down. Okay. Sure, let's try to do that, I guess. Wan Shi Tong is a 3/3 now. Do I get to see this? No. Okay. I'll draw. That was a good draw, I think. I don't want to swing with a 2/2 because it gets right in the way of that. This 2/2 is... you know, it's still better to just crew with this, I think. Avacyn, because they bend witness protection, in my opinion, is beyond useless here, so I'm not even going to bother. I could actually take out Wan Shi Tong in combat. Right? Yeah, okay. Okay, no such luck. Let's cast more slow life gain spells that draw cards. And then, I guess I could play the One Ring, but I don't really like it here. Yeah, let's see what's under this. Let's tap that. Let's see what's here. Does that change anything? No. Let's see what's here. Did I play a land already? I don't think I did. Okay, that's fine. I don't need it. It doesn't seem very important to counter, so yeah, I don't think they care about that. So this doesn't flip and become usable because of the Iskanta. I mean the Harbinger, the Flood Moon. Which does mean I'd rather not let the Flood Moon die. I guess. Well, they're swinging with it now. They have not been doing that when they could have. I don't know what changed suddenly. In fact, this seems like now the time to not swing with it, because you'd want it to die. Sure. Well, there's not much I can do about that. Okay, they take an extra turn, and there is nothing I can do about that. Sure. Okay. This is not lethal, so it does look a bit strange to me. But I makes enough sense to go for it in that regard, I guess. This looks a bit odd. Oh, finally found that land. Let's go ahead and swing for 4? Because they really don't want to take 4? I think this is reasonable. It could be not a good idea to do this, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, let's, I was trying to bait out the bounce spell, and I failed. I kind of can't tap the One Ring, so I kind of hope they counter it. Okay, they didn't counter it. Tragic. Kind of like can't tap that. Avacyn gets bounced in like a nanosecond. And I don't have a solution to the Iskanta. Whenever you cast a spell, get a otter, sure. I don't know if... I'm going to tap the One Ring, I think. Yeah. I should probably actually try to draw into something that might matter. That doesn't matter. I have no solution to my own ring, and it is what it is. I found Cavern, it doesn't matter, they can bounce my commander and not care about it. I guess I'll cast it. They just bounce it, though. It doesn't do anything. And they just get a 1/1 that makes me lose. Yeah, I'm just losing. That's it. That's all it is. I'm just losing the game. I can't do anything. My opponent really should not actually play the game. They should just do nothing. Same with me. I just can't do anything. If I didn't tap the One Ring, I guess I could live a bit longer, but still, I don't know where I'm going with all of this. Well, does that help? No, not really, but it blows up their talent. Oh, of course it doesn't blow up their talent. Why would it? Silly me. Literally anything that matters? Not quite. And then plus with a sweeper so they can't make an otter. This isn't really getting me anywhere, but I'm spinning my wheels into maybe something. Can we stop having, like, counter spells, please? I can static prison the... Oh, no, I can't. Oh, I guess I could, but what does that do? They can just recast it. No, they can't. It's gone. It stops random otters for probably the rest of the game. But the game's only 2 more turns before it's over anyways. I feel like I've done a pretty good job at getting this far, but I can't close the game out. And I wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for the 1 ring to begin with, so I kind of had to tap it anyways. But yeah, my opponent doesn't really have to actually do anything. Alright, so I'm dead next turn. There's no card in my hand that matters. Currently. I draw literally 4 lands, because why not? Why not, right? It only makes sense that that would happen. Why not have that happen? I can't even stay alive with laydown arms. Right? There's no way to stop my opponent from casting the bounce spell. But I guess I can try. But I can't stop them from casting it. It also doesn't even save me. Is there any card I can draw at instant speed that saves me? Teferi's Protection? I don't think so. I don't think so. I can't believe the 1 ring just drew 5 lands, though. That, of course it did, right? It's funny, I actually almost had lethal. Almost had lethal. Alright, so we draw. And then... none of that matters. Ujin would have done it. There's nothing I can do. Alright, dead. Yep, I mean, I wouldn't have lasted that long if it wasn't for the 1 ring in the first place. But still, it's a bit egregious. It just drew like 4 lands in a row. Today has been awful. I know I'm not playing the strongest thing in the game by any stretch, but my opponents have like conjured the one-ofs that would solve the Avacyn problem in like 4 to 6 games today. But there are games like this where I just don't have the resources to stabilize when I get too low like that. But if it wasn't for drawing all these cards, I wasn't going to last that long anyways. I needed cards to continue playing. And I don't know if I had lethal this turn. There's probably something they could... yeah, they could just flash this in, actually. Oh, I could kill it, I guess. But, I mean, it was alright. It was close. It was close. If I did get Ujin that turn, they just have a counterspell. And I can't gain 3 life. Yeah, they had every way for me to gain life kind of taken care of, I think. I'm going to go look, but I don't think there's any card I can do, can have that would save me. I don't have Teferi's Protection. I don't think there's anything I would have... Holy Command Zone. Partner Zone. Companion Zone, I mean. No, no, no. Solitude? Okay, so Solitude would have done it. There was actually a draw. That's good to know about. Looks like that's kind of it, though. I did technically... well, I could have swordsed my own card. If I had swords instead... no, still, they had the counterspell. It didn't matter. Yeah, alright. There were no realistic outs. There were no realistic outs there. Oh, I guess if I drew multiple things and also drew Paradox Engine. Alright, there are technically ways I could win that game, even that deep into it. Like, Paradox Engine would have done something. Sort of. What on earth is this? 3-mana 3/3. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control, copy a triggered ability. Okay, it's like Bran Bronzebeard from Hearthstone. Double your ETBs, kind of. Interesting. I forgot I even had Wandering Emperor in here. I kind of forgot about that. It's also kind of crazy. I mulliganed 3 times and didn't see a single mana rock in a deck that is half mana rocks. Do I have 6 mana whatchamacallit? Yeah, we had that too. We had the Wandering Emperor thing. I guess would have done it. Oh look, it's the fun card. Wow. That's fun. Glad you're playing that. Glad I have no answer to it. I don't see why you don't do it again. What is this? Exile a creature control, return to the battlefield. Sure. Man, this card is so fun. Don't you love a 1-mana Omniscience that steals cards? Isn't that fun? I guess I'll draw? Why did they do that? Does that make sense? I guess I don't know. I don't know if I would have done that. Sure. They didn't dash the Ragavan. They could have dashed the Ragavan there. Okay. Interesting. I mean, it's the same scenario as last turn. Nothing's different here. Do you have an ETB or something? No. Okay. Opponent has an instant mana spell that costs 1 or 2. Is that what's going on? Or is it just this? It could just be the commander doing stuff. What cost 1 or 2 here? I don't know. I'm not... As if I'm not casting this. As if I'm not casting this. I'm not gonna sit there and think about the outs. I'm just casting that card. I'm always casting it. Inquisitor Captain, sure. Does it put the other one in play? I think it does. Yeah, it does. Alright, that's the... My next non-creature is 2 more card. Okay. Okay, they didn't do anything. I guess I'll do this? Just to get the thing off? I don't care if I kill the creature, I just want the ability removed from my face. Sure. It's interesting. Still feel like I've been behind because of Ragavan this entire time, though. I don't really have any good Enlightened Tutor scenario right now. None of those are giants. None of them are giants, so there you go. I guess I'll do this. The damage is already done, though. Like, killing these... They've already done their thing, so I'm, like, perpetually behind. Oh, and then they just have Flage to top it all off, because of course they do. Yeah. Why not? Can't do anything about that one. I still somehow haven't drawn a Mana Rock, nor did I mulligan into one with my 25 cards. So I can play Ossification? What about this? No, I should probably play something that just gets rid of it completely. Like this. No, it's probably best to just completely get rid of it. I'm gonna do that. That way it doesn't come back and destroy my face or something. Yeah, this should make sense. I'd rather not grab the One Ring right now. I'm still trying to not grab the One Ring right now. Sure, that makes a treasure. They probably loot with it, though. Oh, okay. What does that do? Huh. Okay, so I take 2, and then when it dies, I take another? That's kind of surprising. I mean, you should at least crack the clue token. Okay, well, sure. Still not enough to do that. Not enough to do that. Unfortunately, I have to kill this. So I guess I'll static prison it. I have to kill it. Or, like, in some fashion deal with it. They didn't crack a clue token on their turn. I don't really know why. There seems to be plenty of things worth casting there, and they just didn't do that. Like, wouldn't be surprised if this was like a 2-drop that they just now didn't have in play. Did they warp that? They did. Okay. I wonder if warping is right. It almost just kills me. I wonder if you were supposed to just keep it in play here. That's an interesting one. I can't imagine they're going to have enough energy by the end of this game to kill me with this. Sure. I mean, anything's possible, obviously. Alright, I'm going to get the One Ring. Assuming I didn't accidentally yield through spaghetti there. Probably not going to tap it, though. That's still staying there. Let's do this. I can't imagine I'm tapping this. In fact, it's just unrealistic to tap it, I think. Unlike that other game where I could have maybe needed to have done that. Alright, they get probably 2 1-drops, which are castable, and they almost have enough energy to do all that jazz there. Okay, they just choose not to cast their cards. Sure. Let's not pay for this. Decline. I can't end the turn and dodge like a bird encounter or anything like that. It's actually just nuts that I didn't... Whatever. I have no choice. I'm not sure why I just lost a life to that. I thought the turn would just end. It don't understand. Wait, isn't the turn supposed to be over? Am I tripping, or was the turn supposed to be over? I ended the turn with Ultima, right? Am I... Destroy all artifacts and creatures, end the turn. What? What the heck was that? What? Am I missing something? This should not have been possible? Okay, well, I would guess it just wasn't destined to win that game. You got it. I don't think that's possible. It just did not end the turn. It didn't do what the card said on the card. Far from me to understand as to why. I don't understand that at all. The Wicked Roll token shouldn't even trigger. The turn just ends. Everything just goes away. I don't understand why that happened there. And I also don't understand why it happened in the end step. Like, I cast it, and then it moved into the end step where the Wicked Roll token triggered. But it wouldn't have triggered in the end step. It should trigger in the... when it blew up in the main phase. Does Ultima goes to cleanup? I believe Ultima goes to cleanup, so... Yeah, like, you discard down to your maximum hand size. But I don't understand what that has to do with the Wicked Roll token triggering. Whereas something like, when this creature dies mill 3, like, that doesn't trigger. So I don't understand why the Wicked Roll token triggered. And I don't understand why suddenly that gave my opponent priority on my end step to cast Get Lost and kill me. I don't know. I've never seen that. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. But if ever I had a sign to stop playing this, I think that was probably it. So I'm going to stop playing this. This was a lot worse than last time I played it. And that doesn't really surprise me. The format has only gotten better, and after looking at all the cards that have come out since I played this last, there weren't actually a lot of new cards that interested me to play in this deck. So this one hasn't changed that much. The one time I cast Pariah, my opponent immediately untapped and dealt with it, so to the surprise of no one, it did nothing. I think it did nothing back 2.5 years ago as well, so it really not a surprise at all. This is not a thing, but that's not really Pariah's fault. Just the format doesn't care about it. It's not really Avacyn's fault either, but the format does not at all care about this. I, oddly enough, did kind of the best against what I thought would be the worst matchups, which are like ignore you green decks. But everything else did not care about this at all. There was nothing I was doing that mattered. In fact, one of the ignore you green decks had an exile, and I still actually beat it somehow. It was a bit nuts. But Overwhelming Splendor, for really the same reason, is just a card, one of my favorite cards, and it just doesn't do anything anymore in this format. I thought I'd give it a shot here, but it doesn't do anything. If your opponent can deal with Avacyn, they can also just deal with this for basically almost the exact same scenario. To be fair, I did have, I think, 3 or 4 opponents today that, off the top of their deck, drew the perfect card that solved all their problems. There was a blue-white 60 cards in my deck are creature card things, and they had Farewell, and they played it right exactly when they needed to get around this, and then one with playing more creatures after their Farewell. Again, I think that's an unrealistic scenario, and you should avoid those ideas. But to be fair, Farewell can exile everything that is not a creature. It just happens to also hit creatures if you have to do that. But still, I just find that a bit insane. But again, Farewell is, of all of them, more or less the most reasonable one to play in a creature deck, because you don't have to name creature, you can exile everything else. It's just a bit weird because there's not a lot of scenarios in which you would want to exile artifacts, enchantments, and graveyards and not creatures. So usually you do hose your own board, and my opponent would have hosed their own board if they had one, and I wasn't busy blowing it up. Sweepers, I've talked about them plenty of times, and it seems like critical mass of board wipes is a way to like stay in a game, but it doesn't let you pivot into a win unless you're doing something right behind the sweeper, and I really wasn't. Oddly enough, this never, ever, ever came up. It's nice when your commander's in play, because then you can continue to cast sweepers, but you don't really need to do that if you're just casting anything to make infinite monks. So you could play this and play a bunch of mana rocks, right? It itself can just win the game with a bunch of mana rocks. It's not only good when my commander's in play. If that was the case, I definitely would not play it. But there's not a lot of consistent ways to get Paradox Engine Wandering. I found myself with a, whatchamacallit, Enlightened Tutor a lot, and Desperation Enlightened Tutor into Wandering happened a few times just so I could stay in games longer, but staying in a game longer doesn't mean I win. I have no way to pivot into a win once I have stabilized the board. An 8/8 Indestructible is something this format does not at all care about. I think it barely cared 2 years ago, and it definitely does not care now. Counterspells don't care. There are infinite answers to it in anything with blue. Green decks, while I did beat some green decks, could still simply ignore this, because I have to cast it. It costs 8 mana. It's not like it's showing up turn 4 or something. Or turn 3, even. Rofellos could cast it on turn 4, because Rofellos is beyond stupid. So you're playing against turn 4, not really turn 3. It's like turn 4, 5 Ulamogs, and they don't care about Avacyn. If you cast Avacyn on turn 6, your opponent can just cast Ulamog naturally, with casting only just a couple ramp spells, and stay alive and just exile this with Ulamog. And like every green deck plays it, and green is 60% of the format, so that's just one of the countless examples of why this is bad. Black kind of doesn't like it, but just like I said, they had the perfect answer in the black matchup, which was Toxic Deluge, and then I think they even had Shieldred's Edict, where I only had one creature in play, and then they snapcastered Shieldred's Edict to kill it again. So they had like all the things that don't care about Indestructible. Indestructible is just not that great. I almost would prefer it to be hexproof or something. I also, for some odd reason, saw myself playing against Ragavan. I don't really know how that's possible. I can't wrap my head around it. I got completely stomped by Ragavan, even with a bunch of board wipes and spot removal spells. It just eventually killed me. I don't know how that's possible. I don't understand at all. That seems completely insane to me. Probably one of the more egregious outliers I've had in a while is Avacyn playing against Ragavan. It feels like a completely different format. Really nutty. So yeah, if I were to play this again, oh yeah, this Smothering Tithe was just not doing anything. Esper Sentinel, my opponent's just the one time it would have been good. They played around it completely. I don't know what I would do to make this playable. Maybe just remove all sweepers and just add like tempo, goofy, mid-range mono-white stuff. Whatever the white version of Elder Gargaroth is, you just play those kinds of cards. You know, more Lambs, Lammy Boys of some capacity. I don't really know what. Elish Norn seems kind of cool. I don't know, not that great. But it shuts down your opponent's ETBs. That could matter. I can't imagine it's too impactful. But it's not really going to matter what you do if your opponents can sometimes just be Ragavan, or you don't have a solution to Rofellos, which will be half of your matchups in 2026. So I don't think there's anything you can do, really. It is a cool commander. I do like it. The trajectory of this format has probably explained why one of my favorite inconsistent opponents that I can recognize by, well, if I saw the name, I don't remember the name right now, but if I saw it, I'd know immediately. The person who plays Redain all the time. I don't know how to spell Redain. I think it has word 1. No, it doesn't. I can do it, I promise. There it is. All I had to do was type in snow. This card, there was someone out there that just exclusively plays Redain. I haven't seen him in a while, but it was one of those players, if anyone remembers, we've played against them a lot, and they crushed me every time I played them. And I was just like, how am I getting dominated by this mono-white nonsense? But I eventually finally beat them in a scenario where they didn't get mana screwed. The first time I beat them, they got mana screwed. And then I saw them like a week and a half later, and I actually beat them in like a more fair and square matchup where we weren't mana screwed. But I was just surprised at how successful this was. And then when I played it, yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was. But now, there's probably a reason why I don't see that person anymore. Redain doesn't do anything. The format is probably well past Redain getting you good. It's an idea of, alright, these are the things I should expect to see, so what is Redain going to do in the deck, in the 99, that makes me feel good about playing it into X, Y, and Z, the most represented things to see all the time or whatever. And I think the answer right now is you just don't really do anything too good. I can see how, like, maybe Rofellos, or just green in general, is a good matchup, because I actually did beat it. You can just keep the board empty and get your thing going and kill them with it. But without... Actually, Redain doesn't really have an 8/8 to close the game out super fast. But without a really hardline solution to something like the Eldrazi, it just makes the mono-green matchups, or green matchups in general, feel kind of bad, because they're going to eventually get you with a giant Eldrazi, even on turn 15, if you aren't killing them, and you usually don't wind up killing your opponent that fast, unless you have, like, exactly the poison counter sweeper, which is, this thing, then you make enough mites and they can't do anything. But apart from that, you're probably just not going to do well about a draw go against most decks, and it seems like you're doing a draw go thing. So Redain is probably why I don't see that person anymore, because they're the deck that they like to play all the time, which is cool, just doesn't work anymore, which is unfortunate. Maybe I could try it, but I don't think it's going to be that much different from this whatsoever. In fact, it just sort of removes the giant clock I have sometimes access to in the command zone, and then I have, like, to do a draw go thing even longer, and those draw go games weren't favoring me. If there's a more consistent way to find a combo with these two cards, I think we're chilling, but there really just kind of isn't. There is, what is it? Search for Glory? I know, the Snowland thing, but if you want to play this and be sweaty, play your Snowlands. But you have, like, these two to find these, and that's about it. I don't even think I ever found... No, I cast this once, I think. But it would be nice if there were more ways to get to this, because this is a very, very good... These two cards here can let you play whatever if that thing you're doing lets you get to them fast enough, so then you can win with them, right? We have the Mana Rock package. We can play the One Ring. We can draw and do stuff, and then, you know, if we get going, we can win. I don't think this is something you put in every single deck. It's not like, oh, this commander doesn't work, let me just shoehorn this in and suddenly it does. Like, no, there's a lot of commanders that are, like, quote-unquote, not, you know, the same 15 to 20 you see every game, and the only way to make them viable is to put these... No, that's not the case for, I'd say, actually, a vast majority of them. But this is absolutely one of them that would like to have access to some kind of whatever these two cards are doing. I'm not really aware of another thing Mono White wants to do that's like this. I don't know if there's any kind of combo in Mono White. I don't think there is. There is, like, there are infinite mana things that aren't these in, like, colorless scenarios, I'm pretty sure. But it's not exactly... I'm not a deck that's using infinite mana, really. I mean, it would be nice to, I suppose, cast this every time it dies, but I'm not really interested in infinite mana. We don't even have, like, a fireball or something, but... This was not around last time, and it does give me access to a different way to win, which is massive. And it just would be nice to have slightly more ways to find it. Maybe there's one or two cards I wasn't thinking of that could actually, like, get this into my hand consistently, but it is what it is. So yeah, Pariah's... If you have this in play, and your opponent hasn't dealt with it, they're dying really fast. So Pariah is, like... really only doing something in games where you probably were already going to win. You can pariah your opponent's cards, I guess. I don't know. That doesn't feel too great. This actually looks a lot similar to maybe my Elspeth list. Actually, I can't remember my Elspeth list, but Elspeth seems a lot more reasonable to win with. If you want to do like a mono-white control the board, slowly occur an advantage and then win, I think Elspeth is actually pretty okay at that. Especially when you have card draw stuff off of tokens. So Takasa's Welcome and the other 25 of that effect. It's just drawing cards. You can blow up your opponent's stuff and then you can suddenly make the tokens scary. This is the... It has all of the all the things tokens like to do built into one card, which is kind of actually nuts, but it does. It's a token doubler. It also gives you the tokens and then makes the tokens scary. It is all of it. It's kind of nutty that it's all stapled into one card, and it's a legendary, so it can be a commander. That is a cool one, and I would probably just go that line. So if that Redain player watches my videos and they want to come back to the format, I would say maybe Elspeth is a somewhat moderate, appropriate replacement to Redain. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, this just doesn't work. No amount of removal or sweepers will save you from the thing you expect to play against the most. And even in those other janky, funny matchups, the draw go game didn't feel like it favored me even in aggro matchups or mid-range matchups, and certainly not control matchups. Cavernous Souls did not help with that at all. So it is what it is. I'm more bothered that I had like so many games where my opponent nullified my entire existence with perfect top decks. It happens sometimes. It's going to happen, you know, at least more than once a year. I play a lot of Magic Arena, obviously, so it's bound to happen, but it doesn't feel particularly good when it happens, especially when you're playing something like Avacyn and it like double dips and you're just like absolutely hosed by the perfect rips off the top 4 games in a row. But it is what it is. So let me know what you thought about this. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Look at that. I beat it. I didn't go all the way to midnight. I finally did it. I finally did it. Wait, what did I change? Should I even upload this? Yeah, someone's going to ask me to upload it. I guess I'll upload it. I suppose. Alright, I think there was something I wanted to say about the midweek, the Magic news. Let me look. I might be lying. I don't care about the championship. Here it is. Phantom, jump in on the edge, draft, flashback draft. Okay, no, never mind. Never mind. For some reason, you know what it is? I don't know if anyone's been playing it, but I've been playing the Diablo 2 Warlock a bit, and man, it just now I'm like reading video game news from games I like, and like, oh man, everything's great, so maybe they'll do cool stuff. Like now because Diablo 2 did what it just did, I'm just in the mindset that I'm gonna get a second giant win and have Popper show up to Arena permanently. I'm just in that mindset where like I need my popper forever. Please. Please. Oh man. I'm so upset that we don't have popper. Oh, it's been irking me. Yeah, man. There's got to be a place. I think I did once tweet at them. Like, I didn't make a Twitter to do that. I think I already had one. But I tweeted for the first time in like 10 years to just be like, hey, Wizards, you should do this because it's like the coolest thing ever. Please. Please. I make popper decks even though I can't play with them. I just build them in my spare time. Like, all right, let's see what kind of popper thing I can put together. And then I can't play with it. But it is a way to play with my friends on Arena because they don't have to have $500 cards. They could just they don't have to have any wild cards. They could just have commons, and Pauper I think is just a really fun format. I think Pauper is just probably the best format in the game. I don't know. It depends. For me, it might be one of the best. Maybe not for everybody, but power level's relative, right? Like, no one's casting Flage, but... Alright. Alright, I'm out. GG's. Hopefully we get better luck. It was a relatively unlucky day on top of playing a relatively low power commander, so it's double dipped. I did get really unlucky though. It's kind of tragic. Oh well. Oh well. There's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can do, man. Yeah, apart from the money thing, I know Magic is expensive and is really kind of getting a little bit more expensive with time, which is kind of crazy because they're like doubling the amount of product they're making. So it's like double whammy of like you have to buy more things and everything costs more. It's kind of ridiculous, but to be fair, a lot of it a lot of this is just avoidable if you just play Pauper on paper, or EDH, I guess, where you only need one copy of every card and you can play like a low-powered EDH pool and have a good time. I think Pauper EDH is probably the best format, but you have to sit down and be prepared for like 4-hour games. And everyone to pick on the blue EDH player because they have like Rhystic Study and Brainstorm and Ponder and Counterspell. Yeah. I have a lot of Pauper EDH decks, actually, on Cockatrice. I have quite a few. I like to make them, but I don't have anyone to play with. I just have them. But to be fair, I will sit in a deck builder for 2 hours making a deck, and then move on to the next one before I even like try to play with it. I like building decks. That's one of the biggest things about Magic for me, is just building a deck is super, super interesting. At least with this, I would say it would be more of the interesting half than actually trying to play it. If playing it was any example of why that was the case. But unfortunately, there wasn't that much to change. Really wasn't that much to change from the last time. Kind of sad. Is what